There is tension in Ghana right now. Some group of Ghanaians are already on the streets of Accra holding placard and protesting against the Nigerian must go issue. And also, we all know today there is something happening in the Black Star Square. John Dramani Mahama, the president of Ghana, is an event in the Black Star Square, Accra, Ghana. But still yet, the youth of Ghana are out on the streets of Accra. They said Nigeria must go, that the government of Ghana must listen to them. I'm going to be sharing a couple of videos here with you all to watch and see what is actually going on right here in Ghana. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, and also subscribe to the channel.
Speaking about this, my question is, I just want you to clarify certain things for people to understand over here. Since our demonstration was sanctioned, or the courts and then the Ashanti Regional Police ordered us not to have that right for that demonstration, which is a peaceful demonstration. And then what is coming on tomorrow? Doctor, we want to know and we want to ask, if should in case anybody call or ask or do anything trying to halt this very demonstration coming on, is there any preparations? Is there any other alternative that is supposed to be? Because ours we consider to be a peaceful one, which is our right to do a demonstration. That is why we gave a notice to the police to help us do that demonstration. But they had I don't know whether being their right or whatsoever, being forced or whatever, access to postpone, which we said we'll be doing it on 26th. When they heard on the 26th, another court injunction was given to us that we can no more have it, that demonstration, with about reasons that they gave us. So with this, if anybody anywhere try to do something like that, what are we going to do? Because I am having the information that tomorrow, the very place that the demonstration will be starting, the same place the president is having a program at that particular place, just as he did to us on 19th in Kumasi. So what are we going to do about that too?
Okay, so first of all, ours is not a demonstration, it's a walk. It's a mega walk. So we are not demonstrating against anybody. And nobody can stop any Ghanaian citizens or group of citizens to walk. If you term it a demonstration, then they will tell you that don't demonstrate. But if we decide to do a walk, nobody can stop me from organizing people to walk. I mean, there is no crime in walking. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. So we term it a walk. Even if the president wants, he can join us in that walk. We are not against the president. We're going for a walk.
Right. All right. Yeah. Also.
Welcome back to another episode of the Law and Governance in Ghana podcast, your trusted source for unpacking legal, constitutional, and civic matters shaping our democracy.
Today's episode is recorded on Saturday, 26 July 2025. The same day, thousands of Ghanaians plan to protest in Accra under the theme, Nigeria Must Go, a controversial demonstration against what they call the foreign takeover of retail and cultural space in Ghana.
And also today, President Mahama is the guest of honor at the 2025 APSA Black Star Marathon, firing the starting gun at 6 a.m. at Independence Square, as reported by My Joy Online, July 21, 2025. But the question we ask today is, can a marathon or even a presidential schedule lawfully override the constitutional right to protest? And are authorities exploiting legal gray areas to silence legitimate dissent, especially dissent around foreign influence in our economy and culture?
Let's not forget, protest is part of our democratic DNA. Since the 1992 Constitution restored multi-party democracy, Ghanaians have marched for everything from electoral fairness to electricity access.
Think of Kumi Preko in 1995, a huge protest against VAT that led to a 50% reduction in the rate. Or the hashtag Dumso Must Stop protest in 2014 that forced emergency power reforms. Source: Kumi Preko VAT protesters clash with police Daily Graphic, June 1995. Government declares Dumso a crisis. Ghanaian Times, August 2014.
Even in 2023, the youth-led #Occupy Julobi House movement pushed Parliament to start reviewing the Public Order Act. So yes, peaceful protests have worked and they've shaped laws and institutions.
Let's break it down legally. Article 21(1)(d) of the 1992 Constitution guarantees freedom of assembly, including freedom to take part in processions and demonstrations, subject to such restrictions as are necessary in the interest of public safety and order.
That subject to part is where it gets tricky. Under the Public Order Act 1994, PNDCL 56, the president or police may prohibit a protest if there's a reasonable apprehension of violence.
And President Mahama used that exact power just last week on 17 July 2025 to ban the Kumasi protest planned for 19 July, citing intelligence of possible ethnic clashes. Source: Mahama bans Nigeria must go protest in Kumasi. Daily Graphic, July 18, 2025.
He even threatened organizers under sections 33 to 34 of the Act and arrested lead organizer Kwame Asante for incitement to disorder. He's now out on 50,000 Ghana cedis bail, awaiting trial on 5th August 2025. Source: Joy News GH, July 20, 2025.
The 26th July protest, like the earlier one, is...
Many Ghanaians believe the government is intentionally shielding this trend, denying permits, sending police to disrupt meetings, and now using national events like the Absa Marathon as an excuse to block protests.
But listen, a marathon is not superior to the Constitution. Even if the president is attending, it cannot nullify the people's right to peacefully demonstrate, especially if the route is in Kumasi or Accra.
Let's be clear, not all protests are perfect. Some have been co-opted by partisans. Others spiraled into clashes. But history shows that even uncomfortable protests have led to major reforms, like VAT rollback after Kumipreko, 1995, power reforms after Dumso must stop, 2014, parliamentary hearings after #Fix the Country, 2018, legal reviews after #Occupy Julobi House, 2023.
And today's protest might be another one. It's not just xenophobia, it's about legal enforcement, cultural sovereignty, and citizen inclusion in state policy.
Shutting that down risks radicalizing the youth who feel unheard. The question becomes, if peaceful protest is silenced, what's left? Will people resort to unrest?
That's the danger. Suppression today could brew uprising tomorrow. We must remember, the test of a true democracy is not in how it celebrates festivals, but how it handles dissent.
So what can the organizers do legally? Apply for judicial review. If the ban was arbitrary, a high court can declare it unconstitutional. File for an injunction to restrain police interference during future protests. Petition CHRAJ or the Commission on Human Rights for abuse of assembly rights. Engage ECOWAS protocols on freedom of expression under the African Charter on Human and People's Rights.
The right to protest is not a nuisance. It is a necessity. Ghanaians must protect it, especially in times like these where state convenience threatens citizen expression.
Whether the cause is VAT, Dumso, or foreign traders, the right to be heard cannot depend on the president's schedule. Today's protest is not a threat, it's a statement, and it must not be silenced.
That's it for today's episode. If you found this conversation important, share it. Tag your MP. Keep the dialogue going.
Follow us on all socials, and remember, democracy thrives when the people speak up, loudly, peacefully, and legally. See you next week.
Welcome to another episode of Law and Governance in Ghana podcast, the space where we break down complex legal and political issues for every Ghanaian to understand.
Today's episode is heavy, controversial, and urgent. Did President Mahama use the law to suppress protests, the Nigeria Must Go demonstration ban, and the rising ethnic tensions in Ghana? Let's start from the top. On July 19th, 2025, Ghanaian youth groups planned a protest in Kumasi under the theme Nigeria Must Go. Their demands: stricter immigration enforcement, regulation of foreign traders, especially Nigerians, and what they call protection of Ghanaian cultural and commercial sovereignty.
That's right, Kumasi was the epicenter. The route was from Kejete roundabout to the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council. But just 2 days before, on July 17th, President John Dramani Mahama issued an executive directive citing intelligence reports of potential ethnic violence. He cancelled the protest under sections 33, 34 of the Public Order Act 1994, PNDCL 56. Source: Mahama bans Nigeria Must Go protest in Kumasi. Daily Graphic, July 18, 2025. So let's go to the law. Ghana's Public Order Act allows the president to prohibit public gatherings if there's credible evidence that public safety or order will be threatened. That's section 33. Also, under the 1992 Constitution, Article 21(1)(d) grants Ghanaians the freedom of assembly, but is subject to public safety and the rights and freedoms of others.
But here's where it gets complicated. Many protesters believe the president abused this power to block criticism, especially criticism about the controversial Igbo king in Ghana and the dominance of foreign nationals in Ghana's retail economy. Now, Kwame, let's address what people are really whispering in Trotro and on Twitter. Is President Mahama protecting Ezechukwu Ihenetu, the self-declared Igbo king in Ghana?
Many youth groups believe so. They argue that the president's silence on the legality of the Igbo kingship and his opposition to protests shows executive bias. And don't forget, many Ghanaians feel Nigerian traders have taken over the informal market space in defiance of the GIPC Act, which reserves retail for Ghanaians.
Let's talk about Kwame Asante, the lead protest organizer. On July 19, he was arrested for incitement to disorder, Public Order Act, Section 33, breach of the Peace, Criminal Offences Act, Section 144. He was granted 50,000 Ghana cedis bail on July 20, and trial is set for August 5, 2025. Source, organizer of July 19 demo granted bail, Joy News GH, July 20th, 2025.
The arrest raises real concerns. Yes, laws must be followed, but when peaceful protest is criminalized, we start sliding away from democratic norms.
Here's the curveball. The president is also the guest of honor for the 2025 ABSA Black Star Marathon, scheduled for July 26 in Accra. Source, President Mahama will fire the gun. My Joy Online, July 21st, 2025. Marathon team calls on Sports Minister, City Newsroom, July 7, 2025.
Some say the timing is strategic. It's being interpreted as a distraction or a logistical excuse for preventing a second wave of the anti-Nigerian protest originally planned for July 26.
Kwame, let's be blunt. Can this ban and this ongoing perception of foreign favoritism lead to something bigger? Could it ignite an uprising?
Possibly. When people feel their voice is muted and they see no legal avenue to express dissent, unrest becomes a risk. Especially when ethnic identity and economic hardship mix, the government must tread carefully.
We need balance. National security is important, but the Constitution demands transparency. The government should publish the intelligence that justified the protest bans, allow peaceful protest with tight but fair police monitoring, open dialogue with youth groups about immigration and trade laws.
Absolutely. Let's also remember, democracy means more than elections. It includes the right to protest, even when it's uncomfortable for power.
Here's a legal tip for protest organizers. You can file a civil suit under Article 33 of the 1992 Constitution for breach of constitutional rights. Also under tort law for unlawful suppression if the ban was unjustified.
But be smart. Follow all the rules of notice under the Public Order Act before suing. Courts need to see that your hands are clean.
To our listeners, do you believe the president used the marathon as a smokescreen to suppress constitutional protest? Was banning the Nigeria Must Go protest legal?
Even though the event is going on in the Black Star Square of Accra, some Ghanaian youths are still on the streets of Accra. They said they must protest peacefully so that the government can be able to hear them. So all my Ghanaians, what do you actually think about this? With the videos I just shared right now, what do you think about what is actually going on in Ghana? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Like this video, share this video and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next one.